let's see. I just saw a question here. Natalie, I'm starting my first recruit 20 people in 30 days and the fear is setting in. How do I move past that? So best way to move past fear. So let me reframe the question for those of you. What Natalie is wanting to do is recruit 20 people in 30 days. It's an all-out massive blitz. It's where you put everything else in your life on hold, and for 30 days of your life, you work as hard as you possibly can. You work like your life depends on it. And it's an opportunity to create some pretty staggering results. If I look back over my career, big growth in my organization came from me putting in concentrated effort. And so the question is, fear is starting to kick in. How do I overcome that fear as it's rearing its ugly head? And so here's the thing, also just on the benefits of doing a 30-day blitz. Number one, I want to tell you you're doing the right thing, because there's a law in network marketing. It's called the law of compressed activity. And this is an irrefutable law. I know it's irrefutable because to my knowledge, I came up with it. And the way it works is this: the effort that you put in a compressed amount of time, a short amount of time, is going to pay you way more money than the same amount of effort put in over an extended period of time. So, why? Because the speed of the team is determined by the speed of the leader. It creates the belief. You set the bar, and when you're working really hard, your team wants to work really hard. If you don't work hard, guess what? Your team's not going to work very hard. And so here's the thing: as that comes in, it's always, doubting yourself. There's the fear setting in about, man, I'm going to have to go through so many people, and, what are people going to say? I'm going to get rejected. And listen, the only way to get rid of something that you're afraid of is to do it. And the more you're in action, the less your fear is. And so be okay with the fear. It's normal to experience the fear. And, in my mind, what I've associated with fear of rejection is I've decided that is a completely irrational fear. It's completely irrational. It's a lie. See, in most cases, fear is really a lie. It's just something that we kind of use because we're self-conscious about something. We're afraid of what someone's going to say. And so, number one, realize the irrationality of the fear. That helps a little bit in going through it. I mean, really, what's going to happen if someone says no to you, if they reject you? You're not going to die. In fact, it's going to make you stronger. And so on every side, you've got one side, you've got fear, and you've got challenges, and you've got struggles and things like that you go through. On the other side, when you flip it over, why I believe every struggle is a gift, because when you flip it over, on the other side is the gift, right? And so the fear, you can look at it as a gift. You can say, you know what, God, thank you for giving me this fear. I understand that you give me fear because it protects me. But in this case, this is a completely irrational fear. And you've got to get out of the mindset that you need people. In a lot of cases, it's like you're very needy. You have a scarcity mentality because you've got a list of names and you really need these people to get in. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to be able to achieve the top rank. So you got to wire it in your mind that it really doesn't matter who says yes, who says no. You're going to hit the top rank because you said you're going to hit the top rank. You're going to hit your income goals because you say you're going to hit your income goals. It doesn't matter. There's not one person that's going to make or break your success. And so that's one. So live in abundance, not scarcity. See, scarcity, I used to believe that it was like, oh, I've got to show my people the exact right way. Otherwise, I'm going to blow them out of the water and I'm never going to be able to hit my income goals because these people said no. You're going to hit your income goals regardless of whether anyone you know says yes, or whether any of your family members, any of your friends, whether they say yes or no, you're still going to achieve your goals because you've decided you're going to do it, because there's plenty of people to talk to. So number one is having the mindset of being in abundance, not in scarcity. And then it's also making sure that you're understanding what your job really is. This is what your job really is. It's kind of like if you were to start a restaurant, what you would do is you'd contact everyone you know about the grand opening of your restaurant, and you would just invite them to come in and, eat at the restaurant. If they didn't like the food, hey, they don't like the food, but your job is to invite them in. If they like it, they're going to continue coming back and so forth. And so, that's a little bit more on the irrationality of the fear, but this is what your job is. Your job is not to get people to join. Your job is not really even to sell the product. Your job is to educate people on your products and your opportunity and collect a decision. See, that's it. Chances are you've got sales tools, videos, uplines, events, things like that you're going to introduce people to that are going to explain your products and services and or your opportunity. And you're going to let that do a lot of the explaining and the selling. Our job is to sort more than it is to sell. So sort more than sell. So that's our job. So get rid of the idea that you have to convince people to do things, because a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Our job isn't to convince people. We're looking for people who are looking for us. We're looking for people who are already looking for our products. We're looking for people, if you're in a nutrition company, you're looking for people who, want to get healthier. If you're in a weight loss company, you're looking for people who want to lose weight. Your job is not to convince someone they need to lose weight. It's like, dude, you're really overweight. You really need to lose weight. That's not the person you're going to make a sale to. The person you're going to make a sale to is the person who's like, man, I want to lose weight. I haven't found the right diet. I haven't found the right program, whatever. That's the person you're looking for. So that's just one example, right? So you're looking for the people who are looking for us. It's kind of like this, if you're a waiter, your job is to serve dinner, and after dinner, you have to ask someone if they want dessert. Would you like some dessert? And they're going to say yes, they're going to say no. And you can obviously sell more desserts if you're maybe a little more enthusiastic, or if I was a waiter, and when I would come to the table and I'd say, hey, I've got to drop off the dinner menu here, and I don't know if you can fit it in, but man, I got to tell you, our chocolate lava cake, you are going to die when you eat it. It is so good if you want it. It's got this, molten lava with the cream on top and strawberries, and they put a dip of the most amazing vanilla ice cream on top. It is absolutely incredible, but let me know. So I sold more desserts because I made the product appealing. So you want to make the product appealing. It's not that you just want to sort. It's like, hey, here's what I got. Do you want it or not? No, you're going to do your best to sell the product to make it look appealing. But if they don't want it, you're not going to, it's like if I didn't sell a chocolate lava cake, I didn't go in the back and cry like, freaking desserts don't work. I suck as a salesperson. Restaurants are a scam. No, my job was just to ask them if they want dessert in the best way that I could. So that's one thing. And then the final deal is this, is realize this. When you get into massive action, fear goes away because you're starving the fear. You're not focusing on the fear. The more you focus on the fear, the bigger it gets. See, what you focus on expands. And so when you're in action, when you're making calls, when you're doing presentations, you're getting new people started, you're doing trainings, you're promoting events, you don't have time to think about the fear. That's why I don't encourage people to stay in the planning phase of a launch like that for very long, because you can get into paralysis of analysis. You can let the fear set in. You need to get into action. And when you get into action, what happens, it's like the law of physics. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. We tend to stay at rest in network marketing for one of two reasons. One is complacency, comfort, and the other one is fear. So how do you get out of that ditch of fear, the discouragement, the complacency? Is you get into action. You push yourself to get into action. And sometimes you have to will yourself to get into action that first time, but it's so much easier to stay in action than it is to get into action the first time. And so action cures all. So appreciate that question. Thank you so much.